Hi, this is Evolve with James. Today I have Visar on. I met him like about a year ago when I opened my gym. This episode is, I don't know. I don't remember what episode I'm up to now. I guess that's not a bad thing. It's not a million. It might be 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. I don't know. But this is sponsored by BJ's acetaminophen because I'm in pain fucking all the time because I've been powerlifting my whole entire life and I'm fucking broken. Not really sponsored, but maybe they can sponsor me. Anyways, Basar, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I have a little water. This is also from BJ's.
Yeah, I get everything on BJ's. Even though I work at a supermarket, I don't get anything.
No one does. They have good prices at BJ's, especially if you buy in bulk.
Yeah.
I had
to buy like 3-4 cases. You don't have to go there for like a month.
It's fucking perfect, dude.
But all the people that live in my house, they drink everything, so it goes.
What was it like? So you're Albanian?
Yeah, I'm Albanian.
Now, there's a lot of Albanians around here where there isn't a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
Like New York City, I think you guys like settled here. You're like, oh, it's close to New
York.
Is there a reason for that?
I guess my aunts and uncles immigrated from Albania in the 70s, and then my mother came along, and then my father came along. But I was born in the Bronx, and then came up here maybe 2004. And then, I've been up here about since 2004, basically.
How old?
I was about maybe like 8, 9.
What's the difference? I mean, it's obviously a better area.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I go back sometimes and I'm like, God, it still looks like, the same. So it hasn't really changed, really. So I guess it was a good thing that we did. I don't think I would have been here or met you or anybody if I didn't come up here.
How was, growing up, like everyone has a story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm saying, like, when you were like a teenager.
Yeah.
I had a rough. I tell like people, it's like when I was a kid, like my start was I was 8th, 7th, 6th grade, and I was swimming at this pool all the time, and I was sucking my stomach because I was a fat kid, and this fucking like really good looking, like sexy little like I don't know, she was a teenager, but at the time, you know what I'm saying, I'm fucking 12 or whatever, and she's 16. She was a lifeguard, and I was getting out of the pool, and she's like, "Suck your gut in, fat boy." Fucking crushed me, bro.
Oh my God.
So I literally began. I didn't start lifting weights until I was 21, but I started like, punching with weights and running and doing like pull-ups and martial arts and boxing. Like that fucked me up. I was a fat kid till then. It fucked me up. Like, where did you get what happened to you when you were younger? No one just gets into lifting for fun.
Yeah.
They're internally
everybody in the world, even I guess it's hard for men to talk about their true feelings, but I guess we live in a world where men are not allowed to talk about how they truly feel. They're supposed to hide it and not talk about it. But I guess lifting I used to get bullied, and I was really skinny, and I always got picked on a lot. I remember when I was younger, I got beat up really bad where I couldn't even really function. Really? Yeah.
See, and that's what I hated. I think even through high school and middle school, I was that one guy, like the stronger I got, and I just got a better fighter. And I was like learning how to have people jump me. I would intentionally do this stuff to get better at fighting. But I was always helping people that got jumped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never understood people bullying or jumping one guy.
Yeah. If there was like 5-on-1 and he was skinny, I was
what the fuck you gonna?
What's the point?
Like, what 5 people gonna beat up one guy? What's the fucking challenge in that?
Yeah. And ever since then, I didn't get into really fitness. Maybe 13, 14.
You think it bothered you? You think it?
It still does.
Mental damage, yeah.
It still kind of does. The pain doesn't really go away. I guess
more mental.
It's more mental. You just somewhat accept it and deal with it. Sometimes you think about all the people that did all those things to you. Sometimes you just want to beat them up, and
it'll never solve anything.
And no, it won't. But
I know, because
it's always in the back of your mind.
Yeah, I love revenge. But it's like at the end of the day, like I said, that kid Benny, that Albanian Benny.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna choke him out. You're watching this, Benny. You're getting choked out whenever I see you. Choked out until you piss yourself.
Austin too.
Yeah, if he was involved, then he's getting choked out too. Like, there is no. You can't make phone calls to me and pretend and prank call me every day for an entire year and talk shit and then make memes about me and the members of my gym and then think you're not gonna get choked the fuck out.
He made memes about you?
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, posting them to Joe. It was about Joe. He was
Oh
calling
yeah,
them
yeah.
like my bitch and stuff
Oh
like
yeah, yeah. I
that.
remember that. I remember
I mean,
that.
Joe and Nick were they're friends. Like just because Benny wasn't allowed to the gym because he didn't pay me,
I
all of
mean,
a sudden like they're the bad people now. Like
I
he's the one that
mean,
didn't pay.
sorry, your life is not for free.
Well, I mean he has a free Mercedes, you know what I mean, or BMW. Like he was always given everything. He doesn't have a job. He's
Yeah.
36 years old, 37, whatever. You know, so his
Wow, he's
parents
that
created that
old.
fucking demon. You know,
He's
guy.
that old. Wow.
Yeah. So he
37.
doesn't feel he deserves to like pay for anything because he never had to work for anything.
Freeloader,
He's
basically.
gonna work for fucking oxygen while I'm choking him out in the fucking middle of aisle 4.
Basically a freeloader.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? So like I was always it bothered me people picking on people.
Yeah.
I never really cared about myself. People could talk shit and I was like I'm thinking to myself, fuck it, I'll kill you. It doesn't matter at all. But just feel like just to throw it out there, like it never changed anything. You know what I mean? Like you beat that person up that bothered you years ago and it's like they still did that damage mentally to you.
Yeah.
You just have to kind of fix it with yourself.
And that's
it's
what
hard.
I felt
I had
like
trouble.
lifting was for me. Like
Yeah,
even
sure.
like before I even got to fitness, I feel like right now where I'm at the gym, I feel like I'm at my peak. I'm at like my prime. I feel like when I look back, I'm like, yeah, that was a good time. And I've this past year I've met so many great people. I think when I first came to the gym, I was a little nervous because there was a lot of people that I didn't know at the time.
You're
But
not used to
yeah, I wasn't
integrating
used to
with
the
people.
environment.
Yeah.
But I was glad that I came and I got out of my shell and I was able to meet amazing people that I can call family and more. I call you guys more family than my actual family. It's true though.
But a lot of people will think about it like
we all have our own lives, right? Then we come
then
up
we come to the
Tuesdays,
gym
Thursdays.
and it's like you kind of we see each other as much if not more than your own family because you work and do all this shit, right?
Yeah.
So
they're
we
like, oh
see
my
each
god,
other
you're at
much.
the gym for 5 hours. Like, yeah, I am.
So we see each other more. That's why like people will argue, fight. I mean, sometimes all the kids hate each other. They like each other, but they'll argue.
Yeah.
Matt's like been pissing someone off lately, like back and forth, all this shit. But it's like when you're around each other all the time, it's like family. You're gonna annoy each other, but just you know, what I mean, it's the same thing. Like at the end of the day, we're there because we are close. You know,
Yeah.
so it's you just got to make up and get it over there. You know, like someone pisses you off at the gym, it's like, all right, well, more than likely they were joking or busting your balls. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
over that, it's like, fuck it. We're all there to get strong, so that's like the main purpose to be there. But you've changed like a lot. I know I was fucking hammering you to quit smoking pot forever.
I was so glad. Like,
I was forever, dude.
I was like, thinking like now. It's like
Well,
I
you did
literally
drugs
wasted.
your whole life, so it's like you got to.
I never really did drugs. When I was like younger, I never smoked like pot like crazy like now. Like I guess it was because of COVID and
You did well. It did a lot of
Even
mental
when I was
damage.
drunk-
COVID did to people.
huh?
COVID did a lot of mental damage.
Yeah.
You know, it shut off the whole world. So you already had a problem like communicating with people because you were shy, and then the whole
Yeah.
world was shut off to you.
Yeah. I guess like COVID happened so quick because my grandmother passed away, moved out of my friend's house who was having an affair with my girlfriend at the time,
It's crazy, bro.
and then I moved back with my parents, and then
So you just wanted to get rid of the pain.
yeah, that's what people like. People
Fuck.
people say, oh, I only do weed because it's fun. I'm like, no, not really. Some people do it to numb the pain so they don't have to deal with it or feel it. But I feel like
It's always there,
I feel
though.
like now since I've been like 1 month sober, I feel like I don't really need it. Like I could be around it and not even want it. Like I even try to tell my brother like you don't need it. My sister, you know, she's whatever lost cause basically. And but I'm trying to get my brother, but it's gonna take some time, you know. But
Well, it's like I said, I tried for you forever, right?
yeah,
All you can do is just
I think it was
be
the
there,
place
say
where
it
I
every
was.
now and then. Yeah, say it every now and then just when he's ready, he will. You know, because
Yeah.
you can't. I explain this and I tell this to everyone. Okay, so if I was drinking every single day, all day long, you'd be like, dude, Jim, you have a problem, right? But people will smoke pot every day, and no one thinks it's a problem.
Yeah,
Isn't that does that make any fucking sense?
dude. I mean,
It's
even
crazy,
the mayor
right?
of New York City basically like I guess when it's legal now in New York, they're selling it in like gas stations.
Bro, they're doing that because they want everyone dumb, passive, and they want them to be. If you're high all the time, right?
Yeah.
You're just willing to accept everything, right? And lay down. You don't have to deal with problems. You don't have to like try to push for something further.
You basically
You
are
want
passed
to. It's
out
like a
for
dream.
hours.
Yeah, you're like in a dream world. You know, like oh, I want to do this shit, but like you're high the whole time. You want to do it. Then when you're sober, you're exhausted or whatnot. It's like you need to repeat the cycle over and over. dude, your technique has gotten better than everything. And it's like trying to explain technique to you when you were high, you couldn't figure it out.
No,
because you were just trying to lift
your
weight.
brain fog.
Yeah, and now it's like everything, dude. They were joking, but like everyone said your deadlift. I'm gonna pick on him because Benny didn't lock a single deadlift out the other day, and he's got a fucking awesome deadlift. He's a beast, but your deadlift looked better than his the other day, and
I know, said it whispered in my ear.
It shouldn't. You know what I mean?
She
Like
whispered
I'm
in my ear. I was
did.
like, I guess.
I'm happy yours did, but it shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like Benny has been training with me for a fucking over a year and a half. Like, what are you doing? You know, like he just wanted to lift weight heavier, and he doesn't understand.
16, like he's so strong.
The beast. You don't understand. Like I plan. If you're not prepping for a meet when you're not close to it, I'm literally trying to fucking hammer you guys all the time. So
no, I can see it with like you, with Chris and everybody.
You have to take it, and it's like when it's a heavier variation. Like when we're doing 3 reps, just worry about moving the weight, and it's supposed to be. And that was a deload day. So Benny didn't understand that, but that is our deload day, the only one we fucking have. And that one at 4 weeks, that one is supposed to be more about technique, and it works your lockout. That's why we're starting high off the floor, right?
Yeah.
So if he's not locking them out, the whole fucking purpose of the lift is fucking shot. You know, so and I'm not saying it to him, but 2 weeks he's gonna pull a max lift off the ground, and he might have trouble locking it out because you know what I mean, just because of this week.
Yeah.
And you'll be better off to pull all the way to the top. You know, it gets harder at the lockout.
Yeah.
You'll be better because you focus on for 3 reps locking out. And then we did said it was 130 pounds band tension.
Oh yeah.
So yours was probably like 150.
Probably the same.
Plus that. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, obviously it's not the same as doing it off the floor, but your problem right now, which a lot of people who train in my group, like I make you guys strong off the bottom, but then the top end. So you have to get stronger at the top, and the only way to do it is to lock shit out right, you know, and just pull heavy against bands. So you'll notice the next time you deadlift heavy, you'll be easier to lock out a heavy weight. It won't be as, you know, because you're learning how to like strain against that.
No, I can definitely see it. Like even without the weed, even inside the gym, and now like my brain is more clear. Like
yeah, you PR'd your bench the other day with the football bar.
Yeah.
Or not the football, but the axle bar
on the floor.
Yeah. So you know what I mean.
I was kind of surprised.
I couldn't believe it.
And then the other night,
Joe sent a message. He was like, "I'm up 295. Like, you better at least do 305." As Sar did. He didn't send me a message back. I don't know if he did. I'm like, you better fucking.
Because actually, the other night on Wednesday, because John was there.
Yeah.
And I did 305 off the other bench on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, wow. It didn't feel that heavy. I felt like it could go heavier, but I was like, I don't want
No, it's never. I mean, if you're like peaking for something, and then that's the only way. It's like the only reason to hit like a max lift would be in a meet, you know, like you want to just be around like 95%. Sometimes you hit a PR and it's easy. You're not killing yourself to get there. But this is a long journey, dude. I've been lifting for a long fucking time. That's why I try to explain to the kids, like, don't get hurt. Like, there's the guy who has the biggest total ever. This guy, Dave Huff. He has never had a major injury. That's gotta mean for something, you know what I mean? Because he didn't have 6 months to a year off. He continually gets a little bit stronger, little bit. He never has no fucking huge.
This was actually the first powerlifting gym I've been to. I don't
think there is any around here.
No, there isn't. I mean, when the only I was looking up, they're mainly down like where you are from Syracuse and Albany.
Yep.
And I was like, what the hell is a powerlifting gym?
Oh, before you came, you were like trying to look them up where they were.
Yeah, because actually, how I
people get confused. I think it's like they think people are like the powerlifters are like arrogant. Bodybuilders are arrogant. Powerlifters are nice.
Oh no, powerlifters are the nicest. Some bodybuilders would be nice, but not all of them.
Yeah.
Because they'll think they're the shit.
Powerlifters they try to work together. Like people will always try to help you. You know, where you don't see that in a normal gym.
No, not really. Not in this.
Imagine people helping you out in another gym.
No,
they'd watch you die. If you were fucking missing a squat, they'd watch you die. Right? They'd watch you cave.
Or just take your money, not care.
Yeah, they'd video you getting caved into the bottom, crushed by a bar. Instead of people running over
I always tell everybody that this gym has honestly saved me because, like, I've been so lost. I tell people all the time, like without this gym, I would be lost. What would I be doing? Probably nothing. Probably still being high, being a degenerate, not taking life seriously. I mean, you're the one who said go for your GED. Like, I would not gone for it. I would just been like, fuck it, I'm not doing it. But I still show up and
take it as a family. Bro. Yeah. Like, I just want...
Like, you want everybody to do good.
I just want everyone to do the best they can.
And that's rare to find, especially around here and nowadays.
I don't see it anywhere really, and
No, you don't.
the neighborhood I grew up in when I was a kid, my neighbors all were like telling me, so we had to sneak around. My parents went home like, so like we people the neighborhood had each other's backs, you know. If there was a fight, I remember these guys, older guys from like a high school, we were like middle school, came from another school to fight us at my house, and a bunch of the guys that were in their 20s came over and like beat the shit out of them.
Oh my
You know, like
God.
3 truckloads of people came for like me and 3 guys. So my neighbors they saw it and this came over and fucked them up. You know, so it's like that was the kind of neighborhood. And I got older and then I trained at Hercules or Blood Iron Barbell, both with Rita West, and it was kind of like that, but it was still clicky. So this gym, I didn't want it to be because like theirs is like if you didn't train in the powerlifting group, people just didn't associate with you. But so I didn't want. I wanted it to be like totally like everyone. So like I treat everyone the same, even when people don't train in the group. I help out with workouts and this and that.
Yeah.
I want the whole gym to be close, not just the individual groups inside of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Like
I
you
want
don't
every-
have you don't have an individual
No,
favorite.
no, I want everyone
Like-
to work together. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then, and just like like Marianne comes in there and does her thing and this and that, you know. And I have
That
people,
banging lady?
yeah,
She's still there?
yeah, yep. She
I
comes in
haven't
the
seen
morning
her
slot.
in months.
Oh, because she just started coming back. She
Oh,
came in
okay.
last weekend. She because it was busy and like people quit
Yeah.
over the winter, so she's got a restaurant in Connecticut. So she was just she's stuck going to work all day long. No one shows up. That's what happens when you know what I mean. I had a pizza shop and people didn't go to work. I was there. Like I didn't fucking leave there for 6 days a week. You know, so it's good and bad when you have a business. You know, sometimes you fuck yourself up.
Because you have no time for yourself either.
Yep. Was like there was a couple questions. They were just if they asked you that one right about your childhood. Okay.
Yeah.
And just who you were. So do you, but
You want me to keep going on and that?
no, I'm just curious like how you feel about
I felt like my childhood, I'm not gonna be like, act like people won't feel sorry for me, but I felt like I had really no escape, even when lifting, like even when I was in high school, sometimes I felt like maybe I don't have a purpose, or maybe I feel like, even, not anymore, but with my family, I feel like it's hard to like accept them because they truly don't. I can see it, like, people show their true colors without actually saying it. Like they
Yeah.
just can show you.
no, that's
like,
true.
and it
Your actions
sucks.
speak louder than
And
words.
I can see it with my dad and brother. He kind of favors him, which is not my brother's fault. But I realized that for me, my dad just don't have a connection. I mean, I love him. He's my dad and everything. Even with my mom too. We just are just a broken family. But I tried to not to reflect on so much, but it's something that I guess my whole life had to deal with it. I just know that at the end of the day, that the only you guys in the gym and people around me are the reason why I keep going. Like without the gym, I don't know where I would be at.
Really?
I'm not saying that like I'm not saying anything like crazy, but it's just the honest truth.
No.
Without the gym, I would be lost. I don't know where I would be. I sure don't know where
Erica
to
said
be.
the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot of people who feel like that.
I just it means a lot to me.
It
know what I mean?
does.
Because like I fucking care about everyone in the gym so fucking much. And I just want this type of unity that the whole country's falling apart. You know what I mean? No one fucking
Yeah.
cares about each other.
No,
over
it's sad.
over stupid things too. And it's like this is like my little country. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
trying to like just fucking keep us together and build us little by little to bigger. You know, the bigger our group can be, the bigger the gym.
I feel
can
like
become.
it's getting a lot.
Oh, it is. Yeah, we're getting there. The more people we get, the more support we have about each other. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
bigger
yeah.
our
Bigger
our support
group.
system will be. Yeah, just different people in different areas, different avenues, different jobs. That guy Ryan, that new guy, he was one of the original cast in Les Mis, the fucking show in New York City.
Wow.
It's crazy. I'm gonna have him on in like a couple weeks. I'm like, how the fuck? Dude, it's weird. Like we all have like, there's such a story behind all of us that's different.
Like nobody even knows about it.
No, he was telling me one day. I'm like, what? And I was telling Stella. She's like, what? And they were like, yeah, he was in the original cast of Les Mis.
Yeah.
He's gonna come on. He's got a wild fucking life because now he's like a project manager doing construction.
Wow.
Like, how the fuck did you go from right? He went to NYU
In the
for
city?
fucking singer.
Wow.
Yeah, how did he go from a singer a lot of people at NYU, especially that do like opera and play and stuff, a lot of them are gay. Not him. He was divorced now, but wife, kids. You know what I mean? Like it's like he had a really strange life. I had a really odd life too, but he had a really strange life too. So I can't wait. I'm like, fucking, how did he? He was in Les Mis, and now he and went from that to project manager for a construction company. Like, you know what I mean? It's just such a fucking weird jump. I don't know.
No, I actually did want to ask you something. When I was talking about my family, when you were like, do you ever miss your family, or were you close with them? Or
Me? No,
are you close with your dad? Or not really.
I feel like I was never happy with myself until, man, I want to say till I met Sada. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Like your whole life.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, Giacomo is like, I couldn't, my life would never have been the same way now if I didn't have him. And a lot of reason why a lot of people are still alive and I'm not in prison is because he's born. I don't want him to visit me in jail every day. But, you know, something was said. She's my soulmate. She balanced me. I argue all the time with her. And I'm sure I make her fucking crazy. I know I do. And she just like sits there and she's like, she kind of like works her way around to calm me down. I don't know how the fuck she does it. I don't, man, because I fucking lose my mind all the time. And, but I just never felt like
You
never felt like I belonged anywhere. So I always did a lot of things.
Somewhere I belong. That's that like part.
Yeah, I never felt it. So I feel like when I met her and actually met her, it was Giacomo's. It was a national meet in Lake George, and she came there, and like she came, met us. I didn't even see her in person. I talked to her on the phone for like 3 or 4 months. She met us, and we drove from Syracuse. She drove from here, and we met at the hotel. And I had 2 beds, you know, and they like gave her a hug. And Giacomo had bought her like some Converse shoes, the same color as his, because she didn't have Converse shoes. She was powerlifting, so he wanted her to have those. So like we gave her those, and then she had bought Giacomo gifts, which was really cool. She never met him, right? And she gave him them, and then those two were jumping back and forth on the fucking bed for like 2 hours.
Damn.
From bed to bed, like diving, doing flips. I'm like, what the she was like 120 pounds back then, so she wasn't so big. But I'm like, what in the fuck is going? Like they had more fun. I was like, I just let them. You know what I mean? And it meant a lot to me because they were having so much fun together. It was like, okay, I could never be with someone that didn't love my kid or he didn't accept.
Did you not think you would meet anyone?
No, dude. Fucking.
You just
thought I was burned out of women, dude. I was just, you know what? It was.
That's
like,
what I'm going through, but I'm not.
It's society. Society changes it. What you have to do is like I wasn't looking for her.
And that's what most people say.
You know what I mean? So I would say, and it's like people say like work on yourself, don't this, don't that, and like I take a little bit of that, but you can't dive into all that because I'm willing to bet they have a girlfriend. Yeah. They lie, and that leads into another thing. I was planning, so we kind of like fell into it.
Yeah.
So I know like you like Andrew Tate, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to know why do you like? And I was like,
anybody who's watching this, Chris, Joe, Nick, you all know why.
No, but here's the thing. Okay, so I like his message. I just feel like he gives it off wrong. Like he comes off really bad, really rough, and then some things turn. Okay. You know, but
what's wrong? You think that he comes off? Is wrong answer.
It's how he says it. He acts very aggressive, very cocky doing it. So there's a way to say. You know, like how I talk about, you know, how I feel about politics and men and women and genders and this and that. Like, you know, like I have a lot of the same views he has, most, and yet like my explanation, like I prep food for Seta, like I take care, like I think of her as like my world. You know what I mean? So I'm not thinking of like she's meant to cook for me and stuff like that. So I don't. He says stuff like that, but. It's every now and then, and the thing is like, it's every now and then to where I'm wondering, is he saying that for shock value? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
honestly,
he has one message and it's very clear, and then every now and then he goes crazy with something else.
I feel like honestly, I feel like the reason he's the enemy of the state is because he has the heart of young men, and I feel like the society and the world basically wants men to be sad, alone, depressed. They don't want men to
Oh yeah, they're trying to get rid of testosterone.
They're trying to
yeah.
weaken men, and
Yeah.
I feel
that's
like
why he blew up.
yes, that's why he blew up. He's telling young men, if you get in shape, you get more money, you can outrun depression. That's why I agree with. I feel like,
But the thing is, money will never do it, and that's the one thing I
like if
disagree
you're
with.
always busy, you're always constantly
Yes,
working and
that
doing
is
what
one
you're
thing,
supposed
yeah.
to do. That's
Now-
why I agree. There's a lot of things that
The success thing though is that's a tough one to accept because I made a lot of money at Pete's shop and I was a fucking train wreck. I didn't care about nothing. Look at a lot of movie stars, a lot of football players, a lot of sports, right? That drug problems, disasters, and they're famous, right? They're loaded beyond fucking rich, right? They'll never fucking run out of money. Mike Tyson claimed bankruptcy 3 times. He made more money per minute than anyone ever in the history of
bankruptcy?
fucking.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my point being, right? Someone that you know what I'm saying. So it's like, it's not always money.
I mean, it's not even about the money. I feel like his message for young men, he's just trying to motivate them, empower them, and I feel like the world doesn't want that. And that's why he is where he is. And I feel like
I think if he just
what
said
he's
it
going
softer,
through is,
I think he would have. He may not be in jail right now because they did attack him for a lot of things. But like, there's a way like Tucker Carlson talks like that, but he doesn't talk so aggressive about it. You know what I mean? He's not in jail. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then here's my other side. Okay, so what if it was all a facade? What if he just did it for the money? What if he was just, it was a total show? How would you feel about that?
I would
Would it piss you off?
It wouldn't piss me off. It'd be disappointing, but I guess his message was pretty powerful. But if it was just for money, then yeah, I'd be pretty pissed off. And
because a lot of people have wondered that, just because.
You think that's what he?
Fucking weird,
I mean, he had a lot of money before fame. He said he made all his money off webcam business, off kickboxing and his casino.
They don't pay a lot with kickboxing. It's not that much. So no, it's a brutal sport with very little money in it. But I'm just wondering, like, because here's the thing, like, I know when I had the pizza shop, I would do crazy shit. Like I had Let's Make America, Let's Make St. Patrick's Day Great Again, bought those shirts and stuff because I knew it would piss off a lot of people and it would give me attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck. I honestly don't give a fuck. I like Trump, but I don't give a fuck about the Let's Make America Great Again slogan. I could care less. What I like about it is it's fucking like, it triggers people and it makes them crazy. I think that's fucking hilarious.
feel like the media...
I think that's hilarious. That's why I like that saying. But it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, it's like, okay, does he say all that? Does he say all that very aggressively to get the attention?
I feel like his
message is right. It's just how he goes about saying it that's really crazy. I think he does it that way just to get. I think negative attention is better than positive attention.
Oh yeah.
Become famous
negatively.
Fuck yeah, dude! Because a lot of people hate him, so it makes people look at it, right? Like, who is this guy? So all of a sudden, he's getting likes and dislikes, right? But he's getting attention from everyone, right?
Yeah.
That's why. Like, that's why I don't care if people hate my podcast. People were saying. Some people they were saying like they're worried about they won't be on it because freaking canceled and this and that. I'm like, I'm just fucking
honestly I'm not really
shit.
I'm not really afraid of getting canceled at all.
Well, I'm not talking shit. You talk to this all the time. Like, this is how I am. I'm not trying to be mean. I never try to be deliberately mean to anyone. I'm just being honest. And I don't dislike
that's
anybody.
what Andrew Tate was. He was always honest about people.
Yeah. The only people I dislike are like the Democratic Party in Congress. I hate them all.
When people say that Biden's doing a good job, when they say Biden's doing a good job, I just laugh at them.
They're retarded. How can they say he's doing a good job?
I just can't take
They can say that Trump didn't. Like, he did a way better job. You don't have to like Trump and say he did a better job than Biden. That's just being, objectively observant on what the fuck is going on.
Even Putin said, I've been through 4 presidents.
Yeah.
And Trump was the only one who was serious about his ideas.
Yeah. I mean, overall, nothing really got done. It's so tough when you have people in Congress that are in for life. There's no term limit, and they just fucking do it for the money.
Yeah.
They're getting money from all these fucking rich people and all these fucking, like businesses, and they're pocketing it just to keep things where they are. So the president will never change anything. We got to change Congress. And that may only. It's probably gonna have to. Something bad's gonna have to happen to do that. I'm gonna be honest. There's no way that's just gonna fucking happen, dude.
But yeah, I feel like that's why people don't like him, is because Andrew Tate has a heart of young men. He's showing young men how to be, and they don't want that. They want men to be weak. They want men to be sad, alone. Before he came along, what were men? Even weaker.
He's honest. Well, it's. I mean, not. I mean, I think he collected a lot of people.
Like, if you
that
think
were
of
lost.
who, like, personally, who has had a bigger impact on men before Andrew Tate? Nobody has. I can't think of one person.
Well, people should have.
They
You know
should
what I'm
have.
saying?
Like, I'm saying, I feel like
I don't know how people. Well, it's because people throw. So this is the reason why, right? So you have all these actors, movie stars, things like that. Now, if you were in powerlifting before, you would have seen it.
Yeah.
So it would. It's always been there. It's just that we've turned into a generation of movies, right? So what do these actors do? They all pander to the fucking left-wing media, right? So they all fucking cry. They all literally. You know, it was International Women's Day the other day,
Yeah.
and Biden gave it to a fucking man who pretended to be a woman.
Wow. Yeah, I saw
The
that.
Woman of the Year was given to a fucking man.
Oh, God.
What the fuck, dude?
It was.
I mean, like, what kind of fucking crazy world are we in?
Because I was actually in this group.
So are men even better than women? Even a man pretending to be a woman is better than a woman. That's sad. Where are you feminists? You should be fucking up in arms about this. I'm up in arms about it, and I'm not a feminist. I fucking love women, and I think you guys are different. You're separate from us, and you're special, and a guy cannot fucking be you.
Can you tell me the exact term of what a feminist is? Because
So
is it to demonize men, right? That's the whole movement about.
I think so that it's went that way. But the feminism was they wanted to be noticed that they could do anything a man could do. Now you can, you're not gonna. A lot of things you're not gonna do as well as a man because I mean, like take it like sports, like dude, I'm sorry, but like it is literally DNA. Tendons are thicker, stronger. You know, our bones are denser, muscle mass is easier, all this stuff. So you can't put a man up against a woman in an identical situation, even the same body weight, how many years of training, whatever, for whatever sport.
Yeah.
The guy will always win.
That's why I just don't accept the feminism ideas because they just want to demonize men, and women will go around saying,
a lot of them didn't before though. It's turned into that.
Yeah, it has turned into that.
The Democratic Party turned into that. Like they were not. I was a Democrat years ago. They were the party of they didn't want a lot of government control. They're like the hippies, you know what I mean? Like I was like a hippie when I really. We wanted to be able, like no government could tell us what to do. We could do whatever we wanted, you know. Didn't want to go to war, this and that, and now it's the Democrats that want all that. So like they turned into this crazy fucking.
I still find it hilarious that women that think that they can live without us. If they think about it, the cars you're driving in were built by man. The roads you're driving on were built by us. We're the backbones of the world. We always have been, always will be, no matter what. And men will always be part of the slave force, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, they don't want to do those jobs either. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like they can say whatever, you know, but a lot of women don't want to do those jobs. So it gets left to guys.
Like if the world ended right tomorrow, and
well, no, you can't. But the thing is, you got to have both. So yeah, there's
no. What I'm saying is, women think that if the world ended without us, they would be fine. That's impossible, and that's
a whole crazy link of fucking not women. You know what I mean? Like this crazy fucking left wing fucking. I don't even know what it is. It's a left wing idea that's hijacked feminism is basically what it is, because it wasn't what feminism was. Like, and they've hijacked feminism and they've turned it into this. We don't need men. Well, you don't think so? Like, well, how about civilization? Because like, and not like we can't survive without them. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the yin and yang. Like, we can't, like, do you want to just have your left arm and not your right? No, you want both. Like, we have to have both sexes, and we are both 100% equally responsible for fucking populating this planet and keeping the human race fucking going. So I don't understand, like, neither one is better than the other one. It just makes me crazy when, like, this whole hijacked movement is like, you know, we don't need men, like this democratic thing, like the women,
like on
they try to push the guys
lady
out of the
had
household.
A sign said all men must die, and I was reading the comments.
Did she realize she wouldn't have been born? she wouldn't have, right? She wouldn't have been fucking born. There was no guys here. First of all, nothing would have been here.
Yeah, I mean,
And we can't. But at the same token, you know what's funny? You don't see guys saying that.
no,
We don't need no women here. We wish all women should.
no,
No, because we understand we need women. You know,
of course we need
somehow this whole crazy group, and now I said not all women. There's a lot of them in this fucking gathered up group nowadays that think they don't need men. And I'm like, yeah, like how you gonna procreate? It's not even about jobs or anything. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's just
how about just
about-
survival?
Exactly. There's certain things men can do, certain things women can do.
Yeah, we both equal each other.
And
It's
that's
like
the
a piece
media.
of a
That's
puzzle.
what they're trying to do. They're trying to separate everybody.
Well, let's think. So years ago, they've tried to do it by race. Then they tried. That wasn't working. They did it with women. It wasn't working years ago. So they went to political party. That wasn't working. Oh, so they created COVID, right? So COVID gets released, and now people didn't follow the line they thought was going to happen because everyone eventually figures out what's going on, right? So that didn't work. So they tried to push, like people masks and vaccine people against non-vax and non-mask people. And that was for a little while. Now people don't care about that. So now they're pushing all, you know what I mean? Now it's this whole trans thing. They're always the government. And I don't think it's just the government. I think it's the richest people like George Soros and those type, like the one world, like the fucking real owners of the fucking world. They are like pushing always some crazy agenda for us to fucking not pay attention, us to not get along. So they can keep getting richer and control us.
Exactly. The richer will get richer and the poorer will get poorer.
People need to like just fucking leave all that behind and work together. And then fucking start voting people out. And if not, you start revolution. Like, you know what I mean? But throughout the whole world, not just this country, like every country. People need to get their fucking shit together. Or we're not going to have a fucking world, dude. We're going to have a nuclear war. I'm telling you.
It's basically already there, especially with
It's
Biden
close.
It's
close. And people don't seem to give a fuck. We shouldn't be giving Ukraine money. I don't fucking understand that at all.
Look what happened to Ohio.
No
Biden didn't help them.
Nope. No money.
You know who did? Trump did out of his own pocket.
I know. Now, I do think he did it because the election's coming up.
I mean, yeah, of course.
But at the same time, shouldn't Biden? He's got an election coming up too in a couple of years, right? So re-election.
I mean, he's using all our tax dollars and sending it to Korean, basically.
He's fucking Biden's so stupid. He is less and less competent every fucking minute of every moment of every day. And people are like, he's doing a great job. I'm like, do you listen to the guy speak?
He can't even speak. Can't even pronounce a sentence. He keeps falling downstairs.
Oh, God. He is literally a walking meme for the left. And I don't, you know what's funny? Like, they couldn't have.
There's like 1,000 memes up by him.
They could have picked a worse person. And now they're trying to pick like other
they
people.
only picked him because he's clueless and they just want to get things behind him.
But he was also, because he was vice president with Obama, they tried to like play the race card. Like, oh, look. And I'm thinking like, listen, there is all kinds of videos of Joe Biden years ago in the actual Congress on C-SPAN.
Yeah, I know.
Saying the fucking N-word.
Yeah.
And saying that black people shouldn't, be going to school with his kids and this and white kids. And like, this dude is so fucking he has said the most racist fucking shit.
And I'll show people like, oh my God, really?
Dude,
look! And they'll be
he has said stuff that KKK hasn't said. You know what I mean? And he's trying, and he literally goes in front of him, he's like, white supremacy is the biggest thing in this country. I'm thinking, dude, if it is, you're the one that's the head of it. He is a fucking racist fuck, and people are like, well, he's a Democrat. It's okay he said all those racist things. You know why? Because he was the vice president to Obama. No, that doesn't make it okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are fucked up in the head.
It draws my
You can even show people the video and they're still like, well, people can change. Oh, really?
Not him.
Yeah, dude.
There's no way in hell he's going to change.
It's not like he just said the N-word. He really talked negatively about black people, like, a lot. And not like enclosed, in a room by himself, joking, like
no, Trump, it was out in
Trump
open.
saying grab him by the pussy and shit. No, this dude said it on the Senate floor during a fucking Senate hearing.
And nobody cared.
No one cared. There was no big deal.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? That's the shit that blows my mind. And people are so fucking stupid. They just fucking believe it. And I'm like,
there's no way in hell they can believe he's a good president. Like, even like some people I know, I'm like, oh my God.
Well, you know what's funny? Is like,
I can't even look at them. I'm just disgusted by
idiots. They're fools. Like, how can you say like Trump created division? Oh, really? So what is Biden doing? by saying like white supremacy.
What
Dude,
did Trump create?
there was no white supremacy group in this fucking country. Dude, there was. If you could fucking gather up clans, like real clansmen, not people that are saying it to try to be like a real. I'll give you $100 per one you meet. There isn't
Maybe
a lot
back
of them
in the
exist.
day, right?
Yeah, but nowadays there isn't. Like, you know why? Because like everyone understands that we all have differences. We work together, and most people like that everyone around them is different because then you're not just dealing with the same shit. It's not boring. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't fucking get how people say like that. That's fucking nonsense. It's nonsense. Nobody's being fucking held back. No one's being fucking held down. Like, the things are white people as well as black people in inner cities. They grow up, fatherless homes. That mothers struggling. The school system sucks. Why does the school system suck? Because the fucking state doesn't give a fuck. They let the school system suck. They don't hold the kids accountable. So the kids don't give a fuck, so they get stupider, right? And the teachers they're not allowed to yell at them, so it's even worse, right? So the area stays
Not just
horrible.
that, there's teachers sleeping with students.
Yeah. So it gets worse and worse. So now you have this small little fucking like this microcosm of fucking like it's like a black hole that keeps fucking sucking everything down. So because of that, there's more crime. Because there's more crime, businesses leave the neighborhood. Businesses leave the neighborhood, no jobs. So people get poor. So what do? More crime. So and more drugs. So it just circles and circles and circles. So it's just black hole sucking everything
even
in.
if you get arrested, they just let you out anyway. They don't care.
So what happens? So now you have what we have now, and it's not a black or a white thing. It is a inner city.
They're trying to make it that way,
Yeah,
but
it's not. It's an inner city thing. That's what it is. It's the whole fucking area is destroyed, and Democratic parties have this. And I'm not saying Democrat people, but Democrat in Congress or the mayors did it deliberately to get more tax-funded money, and it goes by how many people live in your county, right?
Yeah.
So if they get a lot of people to live there on welfare, they get more funding from the federal government, which they in turn put in their pockets. New York City, since fucking for a long time now, has been Democrat, and the city's just collapsing. Syracuse, Democrat city, collapsing. I just tell people like it's been a Democrat city for like 15 years.
What, Syracuse?
Yeah, I'm like the city of Syracuse, like mayor is Democrat. I'm like, and it just gets worse every year. I'm like, what do you have to lose by voting for a Republican mayor? You think it's gonna get worse than now? There's kids shooting each other, and I'm talking kids, 12, 13, every day killing each other over nothing. So can it get worse than that? No, I don't think so, right?
Yep.
How about just take a chance?
Your son still lives there, right?
But on the outskirts of the city, like the city's in the middle, and like there's the suburbs all around it.
Place.
Yeah, suburbs all around it. But it's such a fucking weird thing to see people vote the same thing. That's like, dude, if you picked up a hammer and hit yourself in the face every day, you know what I mean? Like, what's the like? Okay, and you had a hammer to hit yourself with, or if you had a pillow. When you eventually try the pillow to see if it wasn't as hard as that, even if you had no idea how hard the fucking pillow was, right?
Uh-huh.
No, these fucking dumbasses keep voting Democrat, and they watch the city get worse and worse.
Because they don't care.
I don't think the people don't care. I think they listen to the media, and they're like, oh, the Republicans and conservatives hate us. They're racist, so they don't like us. So we can't vote for them.
That's why I think about what Andrew Tate says. They give you the news for free because they want you to self-program your brain to that. They want you to watch that. Why do you think the news is for free? The reason it's for free is because they want you to self-program.
There was one news. It was CNN. Mm-hmm. And CNN was actually not bad years ago, and then everything spread out, and it became a business.
Because after Obama got in,
there's no news, right? So there's all these news stations. You have to create news, so they're picking out every little fucking thing, and they're just trying to get people to watch it. Most places have CNN on everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It's like a cultish. It's crazy to hear somebody watch CNN. Like I said, I'm not a fan of a lot of Fox things. I like Tucker, but I think a lot of people even on Fox are one-sided also. They won't tell both.
You watch the Piers Morgan one?
A little bit.
One with Kanye West.
Here's the thing. I used to think Kanye was fucking like a genius, kind of like fucking Andrew Tate. Like he was just saying wild shit. But then him saying that about Jewish people, I'm like, well, he just lost his mind.
What was he saying about Jews?
Nobody. That it was fucking horrible. Like the Holocaust was important, and not like the Hitler was doing a good job killing Jews. It was crazy. Like
what?
So you're gonna say something, No normal person. He sells records, right? Like no normal person that sells products wants to alienate a large group of people. No sound. You know what I mean? No sane person does that. That's why, like, like certain people, like, they said Trump was racist. Dude, he owns tons of businesses. Do you think he only wants white people to shop at his, you know what I mean? Like, no, he ain't racist. He don't give a fuck.
Because the media tells them that he is, and they believe it.
You know what I mean? It was so fucking
if
crazy.
the media says, "Oh, that Trump is a racist," they're gonna believe that he is. But there's no proof of him saying anything. Maybe
if you look back before, like 2 years before he ran as Republican, look at all the old rap song stuff. All of them talk about being Trump rich. They all love Trump. All of them went to his parties. Movie stars went to his parties. People like in Congress, they love Trump. He came out Republican. Done. They all hated him. Why? So that changed it. All of a sudden, now he's a racist, right?
So he became a Republican,
and then they hated him. He was Democrat for years.
What made him be a Republican?
Because he was sick of how the country was being run. He was sick of the Democratic Party. It turned. That's why I didn't like it either. Like, I was a Democrat until the Democratic Party turned and wanted to completely control us. And I was like, fuck this. I don't want complete government control. We have to have cops. We have to have rule of law. But for them to like have complete control over our lives and our products and our economy and stuff like that, dude, we're looking toward a socialist government. If we ever get there, we're fucked, dude. I won't stay here. I'll fucking move to... This girl I know, she went to Iceland. I keep saying I want to fucking move to Iceland. She went there for like 7 days. She sent me pictures. Beautiful. They were like in the water. You would think it's not as cold as people say. They were in the water, swimming. Her and her boyfriend with fucking mixed drinks in there. Beautiful fucking place, dude. Really fucking nice.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean, it's different. Like they have a lot more sun than us. Mm-hmm. But when it gets cold, it's cold. You know what I mean?
I definitely see myself moving to a foreign country. If it
gets worse and worse. Like I can't. If it comes a point where I'm out there, well, I cannot accept. So I'm like ready to like start up my own militia. I might as well move. You know, because what the fuck? Yeah. I shouldn't have to do that, and I shouldn't be in my head. You know what I mean? Like I have to fight to defend my own country because I'm afraid it's going to be overrun by fucking morons. Like I shouldn't feel like that. If that ever comes, I gotta move. I'll move the gym to Iceland. Whoever wants to move. I said, dude, we could get a fucking... You can buy land there. So buy land. We start our own fucking town.
Like a powerlifting...
Yeah, why not, dude? You think if you had 200 members and then everyone's got 4 family members and stuff like that, you got 800 people plus. You have a little
That's
town.
what it takes to get the hell out.
You know what I mean? But seriously, it's a little town. You have a little town. Like Jackson was talking about Argentina. Argentina economy actually is the only one that's up in the last 2 years.
Oh yeah, Jackson. I remember.
Yeah, his only one economy that's up is Argentina. So I've been looking at there too. That's even.
I was
really
joking
nice.
him. I was like, "You're the strongest liberal I ever met."
Thing is, he's not liberal. He's like more of a libertarian. He hates all of it, and I pretty much am the same way.
Yeah.
I lean right, but I fucking hate fucking just about every single Republican in Congress. Fucking hate them. And then there's a ton of Republicans that think we should be sending money, even like people like regular people that, vote Republican, conservative, that think we should send money to Ukraine. They're fucking retarded. No, how about our country that's falling the fucking apart? We should spend that money here. They send so much money. Like, if they could print all this money and print more and send it, why are we paying taxes? We don't need to pay taxes, right? If they can just make money and send it.
The government prints money. We just... I don't know what we do.
The idea of us paying taxes and them not printing too much money is to keep the economy from collapsing, to keep prices not from going super high. You know what I'm saying? But if they're going to print money and let the fucking economy collapse, then why are we paying taxes? All the prices are higher, right? So if we didn't have to pay taxes, it would be okay.
Wow.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Right? But when you're paying fucking hundreds of dollars out of your pay every week, fuck that shit. Why are we fucking paying taxes for? We're not even getting the money back. You either got to be on welfare or you got to be another country. Or you got to be Ukraine.
One of those.
Right? Like maybe fucking Ohio should have had a Ukraine flag. We are part of Ukraine. Palestine, Ohio.
What actually happened with that? Like, what was
people aren't talking about it anymore. The fucking people are over there and the media's trying to cut it off. There's still issues. People are having trouble breathing. There's a lot of problems over there.
Like, what happened over there anyway?
A train derailed and it had a bunch of like, kind of like PVC type of plastics, but so it was
Someone said
more like a
like
chemical
oil or something.
plastic. It was more like a chemical plastic. So it was like in the ground, and they didn't know. Very stupid. I don't know who the fuck thought this up. They opted to not clean it up, to burn it up. Plastic. You ever smell melted plastic? It's horrible, dude. Imagine that all around you blowing up in your air. Tons of it.
Are they? So they're not good in Ohio or not?
It's bad, dude. It's bad. I feel bad for the people who live there. I don't know anyone that I know. A lot of people live in Ohio, but not that close. But I remember when it first happened. I was like texting my friend Heidi and a bunch of people like I've known for powerlifting. I was like, wondering if they were okay. And they're far enough away from it, but I don't know, because I mean, people in Toronto were fucking getting fumes from it.
Wow, I'm surprised we didn't feel it then.
I wondered about that. I think it's our like the wind current doesn't come this way. It kind of goes up northeast. So I think it's out of our jet stream. And I'm sure, I don't know. I think it's like media's kind of quiet about it now.
What about the
All the fucking major accidents that have happened.
'Cause I haven't
happened for
heard
like
anything.
a month. I don't know. It could have been a fucking terrorist thing. We don't know. I mean, we had all these accidents, major train accidents. A lot of them with chemicals on them. And like 3 weeks in a row, 4 weeks in a row. Like, that doesn't happen. It makes you wonder what's going on in the world.
it does. Even like people don't want to talk about like people be, oh my god, you're so into Andrew Tate. And I'm like, I don't know how people can't be because all the things he talks about, like people don't realize it. Like
Yeah.
Like he makes good points about everything.
I think his biggest thing is when he started talking conservative, that's when they really cried. No one cared about him.
Mhm.
Nobody cared. You were posting all this stuff, and some people are like, "Oh, he's sexist. He doesn't that right?" And people were talking about that with you, but nobody cared about him in the media in like the world until he started talking conservative. Right? He started talking conservative shit, and now he's got all these people that are listening to him, right? And now he starts talking conservative. They fucking real quickly jumped in there and fucking arrested his ass. They shut him down.
So they used those two girls as bait, right?
Oh, for sure. But here's the thing, like,
eventually they're
we
gonna
don't
have
know-
to release
so
them
we don't
because
know what. Here's the thing, not over there, dude.
there's literally proof of them.
Not over
Of
there.
those-
But not Romania. They could fucking hold him forever, dude.
But there's evidence that of them setting them up and they're like walking out with bags in the
Yeah.
BMWs. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what sex trafficking is. Okay.
Unfortunately, the law over there, like, they don't need.
They don't need evidence.
They don't need the women. No, they don't need the women's because they create their own.
So you thinking that it's a political thing they're doing?
I think it turned political. I think it turned.
Be
into
like,
political.
oh, let's just hold him accountable until it goes down. But even when he gets out, if he gets out, hopefully.
Well, here's the thing. Do you know? So there's a thing that he's got lung cancer.
Yeah, that was all fake.
Is it? Like,
Yeah.
If he does,
He
then
said
he'll
that-
die in there with that. 'cause
He
they'll not
said
have
that he
gave
doesn't.
medicine.
I mean, his manager said he didn't. He
Oh.
did, and then someone else said he probably just saying that because people don't want to think he's actually sick. But I want to think he doesn't. I don't think he does.
It's just
I wonder what defeated him in there. I was thinking about it earlier.
I don't know. It's not gonna be. It's not good, dude. A prison. It's not like U.S. prisons. Prisons overseas are not nice.
Romanian prison. I can just imagine what's over
I mean, the tax is cheaper there. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of reasons why he chose to live there. But at the end of the day, it might have bit him in the ass not living here in this country. But then again, even people can fucking get. I mean, we had people hang themselves accidentally. The Jeffrey Epstein, who did not hang himself, he was fucking killed in his cell. So shit happens here too.
Oh, he was killed, they
He
said?
was definitely killed.
By who, I wonder? Oh, because he was gonna... I know why.
Yeah, he was gonna fucking rat on everyone.
Oh, no, he was gonna speak on Bill Clinton, what he did.
Probably everyone who was in who went to the, and who was with him on all this fucking child trafficking and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And his island?
Yeah, that thing's up for sale now.
Where is that? It's
I
like...
don't actually know. I think it's down Bahamas.
Is that where he's sex trafficking?
I don't. You know what? Supposedly there were underage people there, but I don't know. And I the weird thing about it, I would never go there, and I think under people,
You ever hear Alex
Yeah.
Jones talk?
he's
He's crazy.
okay. Well, he has
You know what he
He
said
has some
once?
mental illness. He has some serious fucking.
You know
shit.
that school shooting that happened in
Yeah.
what's it called in Newtown. He said, I can't believe he said this, but he said that like the government set it up or something like that, and I was like,
It made it seem like it was fake.
yeah,
Yeah, they sued him for like fucking billions of dollars, and they
like
won.
oh, like the people,
Yeah, his
parents?
business. No, they still sued him. His company. His company's worth
You
billions.
think that was true though?
No, I think no. Somebody did kill somebody.
No. No,
Like,
do you think what he said was not true, right?
oh, definitely, he's lost his mind.
I
The
was,
thing is, like, when you go down that hole, like I was really crazy about a lot of conspiracy theories years ago, and because there's a lot of things that really are true conspiracy theories. A lot of, but then there's a whole bunch of madness over there too. So if you go down the hole, like if you're digging for something, right, and you find a lot of stuff conspiracy theories, there's a lot of them that are true, right? And then you find some over here that are just fucking ridiculous. But
Yeah.
because so many of them seem real over here, you start to believe these other ones are real too. You know what I mean? So I just think he went down that rabbit hole so far he can't come back up. You know, he's just fucking lost in there. He's like in a dark room, like searching around. He can't find what's true and what's not. You know what I mean? I don't think he meant it maliciously. He
Yeah.
believes this shit. He actually believes it, which is crazy. He believes there's lizard people.
I don't know what this.
What?
Oh my god!
You know what I mean? He's a smart guy. Like he believes that he's crazy. Like I think he went down that fucking conspiracy theory hole so fucking deep. Yeah, he can't come out of it. He can never above water ever. He's just lost his fucking mind.
Wow, they sued billions of dollars. That's crazy.
He's never gonna pay it. When you sue it, it's like fucking just might as well made it a trillion.
Oh, he
He
doesn't.
doesn't have it. He can fucking eat. No. Like his business is worth money, but it's like they're not gonna get that out of him. He doesn't have any like liquidated. He's not rich. Yeah, there's nothing he can really do. You know.
But because when I heard that, I was like, oh my god.
I haven't heard much of him. He was on Joe Rogan once after that whole thing, and I haven't heard about him. But I was never really an Alex Jones fan. I just
Not me.
he was
either.
crazy too. Like he just says he says things wild and outlandish
Mhm.
instead of just being like I don't know, but maybe that's what made him famous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Maybe I should be crazy on here. It's hard for me to be crazy. I try not to anymore. You know, so maybe I don't know.
Like like about speaking your mind.
Just nuts. I don't know. I was fucking nuts. You know what I mean? I think I'm more calm. I think before I say things now. Where I didn't. I had no fucking
filter.
none. It's like it just went right out of my mouth. It's like my head just. But I didn't even know I thought it. It was just fucking out there in the world. It just said it. You know. But I still, even then, I never said anything malicious. I was never trying to hurt anyone's feelings. I was just being honest. I never meant to hurt anyone's feelings. I never meant to like upset anybody. You know, I like most people that I've met. You know, there's very few people that I don't like, and the ones I don't like are just. It's not that I don't like them for them. I think they're just fucking stupid. They're so ignorant. They're so fucking dumb that I'm like, fuck. Go out in the fucking woods, hang yourself. There's no hope for you. You're so fucking. No, I'm just kidding. Don't hang yourself. But think, be objective. Like think about everything that's going on. You know, there's two sides to everything.
People are blind.
Yeah, there's two sides to everything. You know, like
they don't see the real picture of what's going on.
I had a big issue after my divorce with women in general, but even before that, I had an issue with women, and that stemmed from a problem I had with my mother as a kid.
That's the same thing with me.
I didn't get along with my mother, so that's why all my relationships I just didn't respect women. I didn't, and it always.
It's hard to say for me. I kind of still feeling that way. I even though like even
hard,
I think
dude.
I feel like even being at the gym like with Seth around, I feel like I have calmed down about like hating women. I don't hate them. I just think that
You don't trust.
I just don't trust them. Even when I was seeing this one girl.
Oh, listen, you had you had problems trusting your mother, and then you had a girlfriend that your friend and her have an affair. You know what I mean? Like that's a fucked up shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like, it's you just letting go of these people and just being like, fuck them. To me, it was like I had to confront my mother and just talk to her, and
I mean, it's not that I do love my mother and everything.
well, me too. But like,
it's just
sometimes when there's issues, you direct that issue towards all women, You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what I was doing. And
yeah, I
it was
do.
wrong for me to do because I wasn't even being open to get a real relationship out of these women. And then I finally like accepted that and was trying to like work on that and just how I talked and how I felt about them. And then luckily I met Seta when I had figured all that shit out that I was just fucking. So there was this girl. It comes my buddy Alex too. So I was in ninth grade and I was dating this senior, and I'm not gonna say her full name, but her first name was Amy, and I bought her like a ring for Christmas. I'm like fucking 15-year-old kid, right? She was like my first like real. I mean, she's senior. I'm in ninth grade, right? So I was going to all these parties and stuff. I felt like I was, the shit. So I'm dating her. I find out she's like fucking everyone.
Damn.
Fucking crushed me. I didn't eat for 4 days. I remember, yeah, I didn't eat for, we were at the Destiny or Carousel Mall back then it was called. There was a bunch of us, I think it was this kid Zach Sladek, me, Alex, my brother, and this kid Casey. And we were there, and we were hanging out at the mall, and I ate, and finally they like talked to me and eating, so I ate McDonald's and I ate like an enormous amount of fucking food. But I had not ate for a little over 4 days probably. I can't remember exactly, but that's doesn't matter the story. But I was so fucking broken about it, and my buddy Alex took me aside. I'm at the mall, and he's like, "Remember these two things." Now this doesn't sound really fucked up, but I literally lived by this for years. Two words. He goes, "Remember, and you'll never get hurt again. Not special." He's like, not a sister, not your mother, not your grandmother. He goes, "No woman, not a single one of them are special." He goes, "You fucking remember that?" Now, put this into pretext. Like, Alex is gay. I didn't know that back then, so I think he was just trying to bang me. But he was trying to be like, "No, I don't care about women, Jim. I want you to fuck me." But you know what I'm saying? Like, why would he say that, right? But he said that, and I was hurt. So, and I had issues with my mother growing up, so I was like, so I stopped. I stopped. I put myself. So if there was a woman, I put him in a little box, like every girl I dated and stuff. I was like, don't show them everything, like all my cards, and I kept them at a distance, and I always tried to push them away because I didn't want to get close to them. So when I felt like our relationship was getting close, I would do things to push them away. I would deliberately destroy our relationship. And I figured that out. Like after my divorce, I had like a mental breakdown. I was drinking, doing cocaine all the time. Fucking lost my mind.
What caused you? I always want to ask
Our
you.
divorce?
Yeah, like
We had nothing in common. We shouldn't have got married. That's all. It really is all it is. We had nothing in common. Nothing. We got married for stupidity. Wow. Yeah, that's it. And I knew it I knew it. Months before a couple months before, I was like, didn't want to get married.
Who's the one that initiated the divorce?
I think the divorce,
yeah.
She did.
Oh,
but I wanted one after like the first 3 months we were married.
Okay.
And she's like, we're never getting divorced. And then you just kind of like, after a while, you just kind of like, okay.
How long were you guys married till dropping?
Like 5 years.
Oh, 5? Okay.
You just kind of fold in the motions. So we were like faking it, But I like lost my mind after my divorce, and I was devastated by like losing her. And my buddy was like, dude, it's like all you do is complain about her. Now, and I'm sorry if you're watching this, like, you're great, like you're a good girl, but you piss me off. But like we had nothing in common, so we always argued, right? So he's like, all you do is bitch about her. He goes, why do you even give a fuck? He's like, I think it's the idea of family, that you lost your family idea is what you're hurt about. And it took me about 3 seconds of like, that's what it was. It wasn't.
That's what
I lost the idea of family. Yeah, our family was not a real family. You know what I mean? Like me and her didn't get along, so it wasn't a family basically. We had a kid, but me and her weren't whole, so we're not a family. And but my idea of what my virtual family, you know what I mean? My imaginary what we were wasn't there, but I was obsessed with that.
Yeah.
So I was able to let go of that, and then I was going to like this outpatient drinking thing, and watching all these people with serious fucking problems, and I'm like, fuck, you know. But they're all talking about their shit and how they got, and it made me start thinking, and we had a lot of thinking things, and I thought about how I got so far off with women, like why I was such a mean fuck, and and it was a bunch of things, but it basically I just didn't, maybe at what Alex said or me arguing with my mother growing up or whatever, but it put me in that position, and I didn't trust women, and I kept them at a distance, so I couldn't create a real bond. And then when I realized that, I started. I'm always like I actually started caring about women in general, of like them just. I have a deeper respect for them. Um, Now a lot of them I think are just horrible, just like a lot of guys. There's a lot of women nowadays that are horrible, and a lot of guys are. It's because of the generation.
Mhm.
Both sexes fucking suck. They're shitty. But shitty. They're horrible. They're out fucking horn around with each other. It's like fucking no one you want to fucking marry. That's for sure. Both. It's fucking horrible. And then but me figuring that out like right before I met Seta, and then meeting her like a year later, that's what probably enabled me to get close to her. Because I probably wouldn't have noticed her. I would have met her, probably would have slept with her. That would have been it. Um,
What made you when did you realize she was the one?
I want to believe, fucking, when we were on the phone before I ever met her in person. It was I wanted to meet her so fucking bad.
How'd
And,
you even meet her like on the phone?
so Giacomo,
I know you
he
said
was really famous back then. I mean, and they canceled his Instagram. Now he has the Little Muscles Mo again, but
But
the original one was like 50,000 plus followers.
what happened to that one?
They closed it because they said he was too young to have an Instagram. It was
Oh
my
my
Instagram. He was just about my
He
fucking
has
son.
50,000 followers. That's a lot.
But someone was jealous, so someone was reporting the undercount for being underage. People were jealous. They were jealous that this little kid had so many followers. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it was, jealousy.
Damn.
It was probably some teenage kid or some shit, right? Some when I say I would talk to tons of people every day, like 10, 20, 30 people, because they were all reposting Giacomo's things. They were asking him questions, and they thought he was so cute, and he was so funny. So she reposted his video, and I commented on it. I was like, oh, and I, like this and that. And then she sent me a message, and I said, I think she thought I was a kid. She thought it was Giacomo. So I was like, oh, thanks, hun. And she was like, and then she texted me back, she's like, is this the father or is this the son? And I'm like, the father, why? She's like, oh, you called me hun. She was like, weird, this 8-year-old kid said hun. You know what I mean? It would have been strange. And then, so it was like little things. And then she said that she lifted and how I trained him and back and forth. And then after about, I think it was like a week, we spoke on the phone. And I think it was like 2 days before Halloween that we met. Like, that we talked, you know what I mean? And then we talked on the phone like a week later, and now it's like November. And we talked all the time, texted all the time. A lot of silly little jokes and stuff like that. And she became like my best friend. And then Giacomo had his meet coming up in December, and I was like, it was like the first week of December or something like that, and it was in Lake George, and I was like, hey, I was like, I know I don't really know you that well. I'm like, and I was programmer. I wrote her. She was doing a workout program. I wrote her workout program. She was doing my program and stuff. And I was like, do you want to come watch us meet and spend the weekend with us? I'm like, there will be 2 beds in the hotel room, and my son's there with us. And she was like, yeah. Immediately she said, yes. And I was nervous that she would be like, it's fucking weird, this fucking weirdos, and try to get me to a hotel room, But my kid's there, So she was like, yeah. And she came, and it was, yeah, like I said, they were fucking around and stuff, and it was just really strange. But it was it was odd how we met, and that's not a normal, you know what I mean? But if Giacomo wasn't lifting, I never would have met her. So after my divorce, if I wouldn't have got my shit together, and then I started training again, and then I wouldn't have trained Giacomo wouldn't have lifted, right? Wouldn't have met her. I wouldn't have moved here. I wouldn't have opened the gym. You wouldn't be sitting here. Isn't that weird? So it's like, you gotta really, that's why I tell you guys, like, it's pay attention to what you do in your life because like 8 steps down the way could be fucking massively affected by what you do today.
So if you could control your money,
Massive. Well, yeah, because massive. I mean, like if I fucking would have not quit drinking and would have been drunk and got pulled over at DWI, my ex-wife wouldn't have let me see my kid. I probably would have drank more. Never would have started lifting again because I was like for 2 years I didn't lift at all. Never would have started lifting again, and Giacomo would have lifted. You know what I'm saying? Like, see that?
So
I'd probably be dead. I'd be dead.
Years?
I'd be dead. Yeah, if I was 155 pounds. I had lost so much weight. All I was doing was drinking every day. I would have lost. I'm telling you, I'd be dead. There's no way I'd be alive right now. No fucking way.
But you were drinking like heavy duty, like
all day long. I drink a bottle a day, easy.
Like of what?
Everything, whatever it was. It was usually
like Jack
fucking
Daniel?
yeah.
Damn.
And I'd mix it with like probably 8 fucking Monster Energy drinks a day. My heart was probably ready to explode any moment. And cocaine. You know, I was a mess, dude. That's all my energy came from that. I didn't eat. I ate like 1 meal a day, and that was like a burger from McDonald's or one chicken sandwich. Very, very. Yeah, it was a bag of Doritos.
So
like,
when you stopped drinking and then you started working out more, right?
I started training again. I didn't lift at all for like 2 years.
Like, where did you start training?
I started right back, like where I was training.
Okay.
And just jumped right back into it. But like went right back in 100%.
So when you met Seta and then you moved back, you moved here, was it a different shift? Like, was everything, like when you met her and then you moved, you moved here?
No, I had been training for 2 years before.
Okay.
Before I met her, yeah. So me training for 2 years again, I started training again. And then Giacomo was always at the gym with me a couple of days a week, so he wanted to start lifting. Mm-hmm. So then he competed. So he competed for like a year and a half, and then she met him online. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was all over the place. I mean, he was 32 pounds deadlifting 120 pounds. Like,
yeah, I know.
When he was 8, like it's crazy.
I did that shit.
Crazy, dude.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like
I was like, holy shit. And he's very strong.
Yeah, when he was 53 pounds, when I met her, the meet.
How much is he weight now?
I have no idea.
Okay.
The meet that she actually met us at, he was 53 pounds. He deadlifted 165. He squatted 115 and he benched 85 pounds. Damn. At 53 fucking pounds. People, the whole fucking building, it was it's a huge meet. Everyone was going crazy. Everyone used to go crazy. That's I wish he would still lift. Everyone, I don't know how he doesn't like that attention. You know what I mean? Like the whole place went crazy. They were like, "Oh, Giacomo." Everyone loved it. Lift? Not really. I don't know. He's got burnt out. He likes lacrosse.
Yeah, I know. He was telling me.
Yeah, he likes lacrosse now. I'm hoping he gets back into it, but I don't want to push him. A lot of people hate sports because their parents push them, so I don't want to push him.
Okay.
Do
you think a lot of parents these days don't want their kids lifting because of just like with everything going on? No, I think the parents don't want their kids to sit on their phone all day and they don't know what to do with the kid. I think the kids are I don't think it's the parents at all. I think the kids are fucking lazy. That's all. I totally believe that. And that's all they're trying to do. So, and the ones that are in the gym, I'm just kind of glad I didn't grow up in this generation.
Yeah, it's horrible. The ones that are in the gym are only in there to do minimal shit to post pictures of themselves to get likes.
Yeah, I see
likes and follows by people that don't fucking exist, that they'll never meet in their life, dude. That is the fucking most shallow fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. I don't have a fucking Instagram. I don't give a fuck. I have one for the gym, and Seta has one for her lifts because she's proud of her journey. Yeah, but I don't give a fuck. I'm never gonna be as strong as I was before, and in my head it fucks me. And back then there wasn't Instagram. There was no fucking cell phones.
Only if you had memories of those.
Yeah, there was no cell phones with cameras and shit. So
only if you had like footage of them, right?
There isn't. Most people don't have any from my generation. But we have stories and.
But back then it was so much different. That's why I wish I grew up in that time because all you cared about was you lifted, you had a good time, and you left the gym.
Yeah, we had each other. We had.
Nowadays it's just like all the people like I see it all the time. They'll just be flexing like this.
They're so stupid.
I'm like, what are you doing?
I was bigger.
That's what at 24
when I graduated high school than these kids that train, and I never touched a weight before. It's crazy.
Yeah, even back then, I was like, when I graduated, I was about like maybe 200, but I had some muscle. But even when I was finished with high school, that's another thing. When I started working out, I watched Pain and Gain, remember with The Rock and what? I was like, that looks intense, and that's actually how I started really like lifting like hard. I was going into the weight room at the time when I was in high school,
Yeah.
and then when I got out, um, I was doing some odd jobs, and then I left home, and then I was doing wrestling for a while,
Yeah.
and that kind of shifted me to work out 10 times harder. So basically, because of wrestling, I was mainly in the gym so much. But I feel like the reason I was in the gym even now, like, it was because of all the trauma and pain and frustration I was going through at the time, and um, I felt like cutting out drugs and everything was probably the best thing
Oh yeah.
because it opened
No,
my
a lot of
mind.
people do. Yeah.
And
I lifted
I know it's
because I was
hard,
bored.
huh?
I lifted just out of. I dated a girl and she wanted me to stop drinking on the weekends, so she got me a gym membership.
Wow.
That was the only reason why. And I was like, and I thought it was fun because I always was like athletic and I always did stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. I never really wanted to lift weights heavy because I did boxing and I did martial art like MMA and stuff, and I just thought it would make me slower, but it didn't make me slower, and I didn't realize that. So then training made me faster, made me hit harder, and I just got sucked into that whole world. I did like little bodybuilding first.
Like this is probably
and then I
my
got into
most
powerlifting.
intense. Like, have I took it this far? Like, took it like actual like put my whole focus in it.
Good. I've always done it for me. I
Yeah.
haven't competed that much. I even when I was younger, I didn't do it all.
Uh-huh.
Like I would do stupid little ones, just get thrown out usually. But it's always been about like my personal mission, my personal like goal. It was never about like, so I've never posted anything myself.
What's
It
your
was never about
future
anything else.
goals? Like,
I just
what?
want the gym to get better. I want the podcast to grow. Um, I want to be self sufficient. I don't want to be rich. I mean, everyone said it'd be great. You know what I'm saying? But like, I just want to be able to pay bills with the gym and this podcast. You know what I mean? I would like to. That's all I want to do. I want to be able to do this. I want to train people, and I want to try to get people together and build a better community based on between this and the gym. That's my goal.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck about everything else. You know, I want Senate. I want my gym family. I want people to be close with. And I love my son. And I like to eat. So that's about it. I play Fortnite. I like Fortnite. I don't know why. Giacomo got me addicted to that. Seta fucking loves it.
Oh, no, Fortnite.
Oh God, she's fucking addicted to the fucking game.
Wow.
Addicted to it. It's crazy.
Like, plays every day.
No. But she loves to play.
Oh, okay.
She loves to play. No, we have too much going on with the gym and this, and she's always editing. I'm horrible at editing. She edits stuff for me, and I'm writing programs for people, and it's fucking busy, dude. I really don't stop, man. And then
like you're writing meals and stuff.
yeah, and diets, and just like programs. At night, I start working on one for Dylan for his strongman, so he's gonna do his first strongman meet this summer. So like I'm up at night. I'm always thinking of shit. And I'm thinking of how to make everyone stronger, how to keep like Chris pull the muscle in his hamstring. So I'm trying to like.
What was that
I know,
from?
I did it too. I'm not sure what, but basically it's probably from him working his quad so much for years and not his hamstrings. So his quads were stronger than his hamstrings, and he moved the wrong way squatting 2 weeks ago, and then he deadlifted.
I
5
thought
days
it
later
was
heavy,
from the
and he hurt it.
the cold ice.
Here's the thing: it could be from that too.
Because what's it called? I didn't get any that I know of, but people are like, oh, don't stay in the water too much because you could get bruises and da da da.
The thing is, it could because like if he's doing that, if his body doesn't acclimate by the time he deadlifts, he deadlifted heavy that Tuesday. It's not impossible. I don't know enough about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anyone does because this is fairly new, and I haven't seen a lot of I haven't seen a lot of like most strong people. They used to do an ice bath. They don't really do anyone now. It's more like sauna.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's a it might see emotion. It might get your testosterone and everything up, but it might be added for an increase in ligament or tendon damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to investigate that, and I have trouble sleeping at night because I'm thinking of that. Like, should you guys be doing that? Because if you shouldn't, I'm gonna have to figure it out fast before someone gets hurt. Because I'm like, oh, that's great for you guys to do. Now I'm like, is it? Because he fucking I don't know. I've never done it. I've always been okay, so I don't know.
Yeah, because last night when I was finishing my work, I was just reflecting on the gym, and I just realized the front of the gym is just like the sign is just humongous.
The sign.
No, like the entrance and how
Yeah.
big the entrance is. I was
Yeah.
just reflecting on it. No, I was just reflecting on a lot of things last night. I was thinking, I was like, wow, I really come to a great place. I have people who support me, who care about me, and I'm really glad that I met you guys at the right time. Basically, thank you, Nick Sepatetta. When I saw him on his Instagram, and God, at that time I just got fired from Home Depot. I was working out with Plain Fitness. I remember you messaging me and telling me that I should come there, and then
Yeah.
and I was just like, just want to say thank you for like helping me, and I know you want the best for me and everybody in the gym, so I just want to say thanks, honestly.